Hello, welcome to the Maya Toolbelt. This is Michael. In today's video, we're going to talk about the curves menu CV Hardness command. Before we can use this command, though, we'll need a curve in our scene. So let's go to Create, Curve Tools, and we can use any of these curve tools to make a curve. I'll use the CV curve tool. And let's just say, for example, we'll make like a heart shape. So I'm just going to click a few points through here to get down to here. So in a typical heart shape, this point you'd want to be a hard edge or a hard point to it, or a hard angle. However, you'll see as I click up here, that angle gets lost. It's more of a curvy shape, more smooth than I want for what we're actually making here. But I'll just keep going and I'll end my curve there and hit enter. So I want to make this end of the curve to be this sharp point for my heart shape. So what I can do is right click on it and choose Control Vertex or CV. I'll select this CV that I wish to have a hard point to it or hard edge to it and go to Curves CV Hardness. Let's go into the options. Say Edit, Reset Settings. These are our default settings for our CV Hardness options. So the setting we have here is Multiplicity being full or off. So let's just choose full and hit Harden. And you'll see right away that that point has gained a hard edge to it. I can right click and choose Control Vertex and kind of manipulate this a little bit. And you can see here now that I have this hard or a sharp point to that CV. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as it seems this command is a little bit bugged. I mean, it seems that way to me anyway. You can make your own judgments on that if you wish. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem to do what it states. For example, if I go back to the CV Hardness options here, we have Multiplicity being full or off. Now what I would expect to happen if I choose the off option with my CV selected, it would then remove the hardness. Instead of being full multiplicity or full hardness, it should be off then, right? But if I hit apply, that does not happen. It retains that hardness. Even if I kind of go move this point around, it doesn't kind of smooth out like I would have expected. So that seems to be a little off about this tool. If you know better than me, please definitely let me know in the comments and I'll correct it if necessary. If this is not actually a bug, this is expected behavior. But that seems to be a bug to me because you can't really seem to remove this unless you literally go back to the curves menu and rebuild the curve to remove that setting through here. But in any case, another thing to keep in mind is you cannot have a hard point like this unless you have 2 points on either side that are not hardened. These 2 points are your typical cubic shape through here that are curvy. The curve does not attach to the point at all. So the multiplicity value, as far as I understand it, the endpoints, for example, have a multiplicity value of 3. And you'll notice the curve runs right into them, right into that point. This is considered, just like this one, to be a hard edge or a sharp point. The curve runs right into the point, but it is the end of the curve. The curve no longer doesn't go any further than these 2 points, but they're considered to have a multiplicity value of 3. And all these points in between have multiplicity values of 1. So whenever you select this CV and apply a multiplicity value of full, it's essentially making it have a multiplicity value of 3, just like these two. This will only work to have a multiplicity value of 3 if the 2 adjacent CVs have multiplicity values of 1, like these all do. However, another bug I found, it seems like, anyway, because this one's multiplicity value is 1 and this one's is 1, I should be able then to harden this one, it seems to me. But if I choose full and hit apply, that does not happen. Okay, I'm not really sure why. If I select all the CVs and hit apply, you'll see nothing really changes. Okay, so it seems like once you've done to one of the CVs, the tool kind of bugs out and you're not really able to do it to other CVs that you seems like you should be able to. That's my assessment anyway. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Let me undo all this stuff. So back before we applied the CV hardness. So this time let's choose keep original. Now with keep original turned on, what's going to happen is the curve that we have selected here will become duplicated, and the duplicate curve will have the CV hardness applied to it. So with CV hardness, multiplicity value turned to full, keep originals checked, I have my CV selected, I'll hit harden. And just like before, we get our sharp point through here, and I'll move this over here to the side. So you see here we have a history connection. If I select the original curve, the new curve turns this kind of pink purple color, indicating a history that we can use. If I change the shape of the original curve, the new curve also will change its shape to match. But also because we have this connection, this history connection, we have over here in the inputs now a new option called harden point 1. This was not there before we chose to keep original curve. Whenever we just applied it to the curve without keeping the original, this was not an option. So because we have this, we can hit Control A, go to the attributes, and have our harden point 1 tab that we can select. And here we have a multiplicity slider. We can change the value of the multiplicity. So if I increase this value up, you see how it swaps a little bit from 1 to 2 to 3. And a value of 3 gives us that sharp point. If we go back down to 1, it gives us the original shape of the curve. That's that multiplicity value I was referring to before. So there's also a multiplicity value of 2. It's a little bit kind of in between, a little bit wonky. But 3 and 1 are the main values that we're mainly talking about. So again, multiplicity of 1 is what all of these CVs between the two endpoints originally are set to, and then we have changed the 1 multiplicity value to 3 when we apply that harden CV command to this one. Again, these are all set to 1. This one is set to 3. Now let me do it again, and again you'll see how it doesn't really work the way I would have expected. But let me select this control vertex again, go back to curves, CV hardness options, and I'll choose the off option and hit harden. You'll see it again, it still hardens. See, that's not what I would have expected. I would have expected it not to do anything actually, since by default the value of that CV is 1, or by essentially is off already. But because it's not doing that, I can look in the hard point 2 here and see multiplicity value, and you'll notice it starts at a -1, and as I change it, it kind of swaps to a 1. I think that might have something to do with the bug. But if I go up to 3, again you get that sharp point. But if I take it back down to 1, we have the same shape as the original curve, which is essentially off. Okay, so again, a little strange in how it's acting. I'm not sure it's acting the way it's supposed to. But in any case, that's kind of what's going on. You have your multiplicity value that kind of goes between 1 and 3, 3 being sharp edge like this, and 1 not being sharp at all. So yeah, that's kind of the best way I can see to explain this command, the CV hardness command. Let me know if you find anything wrong with my theory that this command is a little bit buggy. If you think there's something else going on that I'm not recognizing, please definitely comment in the comments, and I will definitely take a look at what you have to say. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.